Oh.
How about now? Are we coming through?
I don't know yet. Yes, now yes.
Okay, great. Alright, I think it's time for me to bring down the curtain and do the thing. Alright, I will press the button and then I'll say something along the lines of Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Weekly WAYPN. I'm Karl.
I'm Sunny.
Alright, let's get to it, shall we?
Go, Larry. Work on the sergeant's sword and hands. Light on the sword, thicker than I wanted since I'm shaky from meds, but okay. Masked off the body and airbrushed thin turquoise. I want to add white to the center of the lines to do another spray with a lighter blue, but I'll let my hands rest first. For the head, I used red and white speed paint and white highlights and eyes. The guy's face actually looked good, then I tried to add pupils and eyebrows. Mistake. So white back on the eyes, but they don't look as good now.
Well, I think when it comes to the lightning stuff, here's the thing. You know why you had an error, right? And like, if there are times when you're like less shaky, like it's natural for people to have reaction to certain things. Like, let's just put it this way. I don't do a whole lot of detail work after chugging, a whole bottle of whatever caffeinated drink I'm chugging. But yeah, like, it's just part of it. Because, like, these are thick, but they're quite thin if you're going to draw the white
inside it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could also... Oh.
Sorry.
It's okay. If you want, you could also go back in with the black and try and carve out, make paint over the edges of the lightning strokes a bit to thin them out.
That's another option.
That's another option as well, because you haven't done any sort of base work like metallics or anything, which is, works to your advantage in this case. But are there more pictures?
There are, so...
Ah, yes. How come his putty works and our putty just melts into things? And
because he lives in America and he's not as close to the sun as we are.
But he lives out in the desert.
Yes, but he lives in America and he's not as close to the sun as we are.
Okay.
Alright, shall we move on then?
Yeah, I suppose.
More Larry.
Oh, look at this. Undershading the plane. Everything worked great. Thinking the paint, setting the pressure, getting fine lines, except my hands. So some of the undershading looks like heartbeat monitor lines. Well, this stage isn't supposed to be perfect, right? Right?
So I've seen lots of sort of model plane people do this sort of thing, right?
So what's this supposed to be, like a panel lining method?
So like what you do is you do this so that when you put over the darker paint, right, it's put on the areas where all of the rivets are, and it sort of looks like those are darker because like there's, more build-up of grime there and stuff like that. Thanks. But that is my understanding. That might not be 100% true. But it's good to see how people do these various things. And what I really like about Larry is the fact that he will, go through his whole process. I think is very cool for WAYPN. Because, we haven't exactly been great on that at the moment because we have been absolutely smashing out models.
Yeah, that was the goal.
Yeah.
So,
Alright, so, next up,
we have
Batch Painter Minis.
Right. Did this on my last stream. Still struggling with Num. But I think I'm understanding shapes a bit better. Though the axe has me stumped because it's just a large flat surface. Any advice would be greatly appreciated.
Well, Alan.
Ah, yes.
Well, Alan's actually commented on this, and I have to say that, it's the exact same. It's the exact same thing with non-metallic metal with it is with true metallic metal. It's all about high contrast. So the thing is, when it comes with these, right, I'd actually say that the contrast between your golds isn't strong enough because, like, there is a contrast, but it's
Feels more like fabric than metal this way.
yeah, because like the whole thing is that when it comes, so I'm very bad at true metallic or non-metallic steels. I'm good with golds, but not as much with steels. I don't know.
I also find myself having similar issues.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I think it's because steels much more reflect environments. So, like, that's why we always think of, that shining blue in the steels because it's the sky that we're thinking of being reflected.
Chris Shaw might be able to help out with this one because like he does all those axes as well with his Space Wolf fellas. Those look pretty good.
But I don't necessarily think that they're like true metallic or non-metallic metal. So, like, I think the people to ask... I think Alan's probably given some good advice in there. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But, like... It is a particular skill that takes a great deal of time developing.
Yeah, because it's really like you gotta fight what your brain knows and what the reality is kind of
so
thing.
We'll go...
I don't know how to explain that.
Steel, true, metallic. So hopefully... No, that's not what we want. No, I was hoping that we'd get sort of something like this, but the sort of Pinterest sort of thing.
Maybe we have to search it directly from Pinterest.
Perhaps you're right. So
I can look it up.
Yeah, well, let's not. Basically, what I sort of wanted to show him was something like what we were looking at with the spoon before. Mm-hmm. Things like this is the kind of things that you're going to have to take a look at, And
you see, it goes from like a black to a grey to a pure white.
Yeah.
Like, that is super high contrast.
And see, just that slight curve can be the thing that really affects it. There anything being said in the comments, Sue?
People are feeling further from the sun's light every day.
I see.
Yeah.
Right, so next up, we've got Lee G.
Yes, you're right, Jack. Once you get in the zone, you forget to post the steps. Alright, we've got... Yes, I saw this guy. I was very impressed. Nearly done. I know it's not wetness day, but here is today's effort. Almost finished.
I think it looks really good.
Oh, man. He is like the Zinch master, Lee G.
I think the only thing that he hasn't done great here might just be the photography, is the white, which seems extremely bright white, but everything else, every single other bit of it, I love. Like, the way that on the feet it's purples into, pale blues.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And up top it's teals into pale blues. It's not a major difference, but it's enough that you're like, ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and like it's there's very little that I would change with this. Like, what I would love to do is see it in a photo box. Hopefully not a white background photo box.
Yeah, you want like grey or black.
Yeah. But like beyond that, because like it's great color theory. The way that he's used the purple shadows for the bottom, the greens in here to catch some attention. Great contrast of values. There's like anything that I think that I could say about this would be like pushing it up to showcase level.
Yeah.
So I don't think that any of this would actually, help it, so to speak.
Yeah, I do think that like you said, the white is very bright.
Yeah.
I think it takes a lot of the attention, in fact.
Yeah.
It's so very pure. But yes, like we say, if white is very finicky.
It's also hard to photograph,
Yeah.
so like it might not be as pure as you think.
Yeah.
Oh, next up, it's me. I saw the Dungeons and Lasers people doing this. I already had it cut out, and I decided it must be done. So we've been doing a lot of tabletop minis, and I went, all right, you know what? I'll do something for myself, and I just did up the Phoenix egg.
Oh, we could turn it into a little jewelry box, honey.
Very, very little jewelry box.
Teeny tiny.
Might fit a ring.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think you could fit more rings.
No, it is not that big inside.
Really?
Yes, really. But yeah, it is what it is. I did some true metallic metal on it. I don't think I did my greatest job ever, but
it's a nice egg.
It's a piece of terrain, so it does what it's meant to do.
Maybe a dragon will come out of it.
A dragon will come out of the Phoenix egg.
Oh yes, it's a Phoenix egg. Forget.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna move on before Sonny makes more mistakes. All right. Next up, we've got John Gass.
Sat down to work on a new pop socket for my wife's phone. Decided to paint a view from our recent trip to South Africa. Painting from a reference image I took was an interesting experience. I am sure there are ways I can make it pop more. Also, any thoughts on protection? It's going to end up on her phone. I know it won't last forever, but I'd like to last as long as possible.
Gloss varnish is probably...
Gloss varnish. Or if you really want to get fancy, you could use buy clear UV.
Well, if you've got
the
clear
nail polish, the gel nail polish, because that's not the same as UV resin. That's safe for skin. But it sets only in UV light, so it's the same sort of principle, but not toxic.
Yeah, well, I think either. I really don't get the whole
pop socket thing.
Yeah,
it's just a holder. So when you're holding your phone.
Okay.
So you put the socket, you stick it here, and then it pops out. And
I've seen those.
So your phone don't slip out of your hand.
Yes, I dislike those things.
Yeah.
I barely like phones at all. Now that we're not looking at the YouTube Studio app every 5 minutes, I'm like, hooray! I don't look at my phone all the time. I'm back to being an old man.
Nicer to me?
Because I don't look at YouTube Studio?
Yeah.
You saying I was mean to you?
I guess. You were... Ah! He threw chocolate at me. Yummy.
Alright, let's move on.
Okay.
Who do we have up next?
Krisha, speak of the devil or angel or whoever you want him to be.
It's Krisha.
Krisha. My Space Wolves grey piled down to 2 models for now. Another tank and dreadnought coming next week though. Well, you're 2 models down from clearing a pile of shit. I think that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Unfortunately,
once again, we are stumped for words.
Well, no, I was going to say, unfortunately, our pile of shame keeps growing because, we'll make a purchase for ourselves. Now, do 160 miniatures in a row.
But it's not for you.
Yeah. So... I think I really like the warmth in his yellow.
Yep.
I think that looks very good.
Very nice. And guys, this is how you do saturation shading for yellow, by the way. You want to go from an amber to a lemon sunshine yellow.
A lemon sunshine.
Yeah, like because it's like it's a cold yellow, right? Like the kinds that you use on hazard stripes, yellow signs, like very.
But
vibrant.
I do think that these scratches here aren't your best scratches ever.
Why?
Because of the sort of whitish look with the black line, right?
I think maybe if you did like a brown scratch instead of a black scratch, it would look more natural because it's yellow, you know?
Maybe. But I do think that the claws look especially good.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
So, like, it's got a lot more depth and such.
You see, that's why I said what I said earlier with the axe. You see, he's still got like a very nice... These are very flat panels that come into a pyramid shape, right? So I think he might not be he might have a good amount of insight to help with the axe problem.
I like how you do an axe motion when you say that, which everyone can see. Well, okay, so right here, I like these scratches. Like, these are sort of his standard ones and the chipping and such.
I wonder how he does it.
With skill and talent. But also, I think that the butane marks are really nice.
I love it, yeah.
Like, everything here...
it just catches your eye.
Okay,
I saw the
Rue.
axe. He saw the axe, did he?
But yeah, I look at all of this and I'm just like, yeah, it looks really good. Like, I would be very, very happy to own this.
Oh, yes. I want all of your minis, Chris.
Well, if he ever gives them up, you gotta let us know.
Yeah, I will be first in line.
And that way Sunny can play the game that she never wants to play.
Don't play 40k, but
she'll
we'll be happy to steal other people's finished models. Haha.
You know that he's not going to tell us now because of what you said.
Oh, I ruined everything.
Yes, you just like you always do.
Next
up, we have
Steven. Today, I decided it's time to get back into painting my backlog of Blood Bowl miniatures. Here we have the Bretonian Linesman. Just over the last 2 days, I've painted 3 of them, but still need to do a bit of highlighting and a nice base to call it done. Cheers!
So, I just want to know, are these the GW ones, or?
I like the faces.
The faces are quite good.
I can't tell. Steven does use quite a fair few proxies for his teams. So it could be GW.
I would say that he's gone a bit harsh with like the black wash.
So you really want to tone that back with some like pale grey or like medium grey.
If you are going to do whites, I very much suggest what is it called? Soul Blight
grey.
Soul Blight grey, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
it's a better wash for white paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
like it's going to give you those shadows still, but you're not going to have that level of harshness that you do here, right?
Yeah. But you still have to like work at the pooling.
Yeah, because it looks like this pooling has cracked right here.
Yeah,
but you know what you can do with this is just use this as a guide. So just get like your light grey and just whoosh
follow
over
the shape.
Over those areas.
Yeah.
And then just do that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that they're coming along. I don't think that they're
very
bad.
feasible for tabletop minis. Very, you can see everything. That's the important part. Like everything stands out.
Also, blue and white is well. Anything with white is always going to be a bit of a pain in the behind. But yeah, no, I think they're coming along. But like, how much more is there to do with them? Like, what level do you want to get them to? Because that's the most important part. Where do you want to be with them?
Yeah.
All right. So next up we have. Oh, is it you?
Oh, it's you.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
More tabletop painting for D&D Dad. Both Sonny and I did these. So Sunny has mostly been doing these.
Well, yeah, I paint the models.
Yeah,
and then you do the basing.
So I did the dretches.
You did the
zombies. Yeah, the dretches and the zombies.
Yeah, the rest of it I did it.
Yeah. I did all the basing, however.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so I think these guys came up well.
Yeah, so I just used Flesh Terror's red to start off as like the darker red, so contrast, and then I go in with Baal red in the center to bring that sort of brighter red, and then after that I went with like any black contrast, doesn't matter if it's Black Legion or Black Templar, thin it down just along the edges on the hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a little bit on the wings. I don't remember. But then I used the red from Chimera
Mm-hmm.
In the, I guess, the folds of the wings to make it look like the light is passing through.
Oh, yeah.
Just to give it a little bit more visual interest.
And for me, it's just the printed base. So then I paint it grey. Do a wash, dry brush it up, and then I put on some mosses. So first I'll put on the darker moss, and then I'll tap on some PVA.
Yeah.
And put on the darker moss. These ones,
I thought these turned out real good. Like they look
so
just like zombies.
what I did for the zombie flesh is pretty simple. I got a purple. I think
you
it was
used
a wash.
Drucci Violet.
Was it Drucci Violet?
Yeah, it's a wash.
Yeah. So I did a wash on all of their skin, right? After a Xanathol, and then what I did was I just got a Q-tip and removed the majority of it with that Q-tip while it was still wet.
And then you just left it in the recesses, right?
Yeah. And then I put on over the top a Thonian camo shade. And this I did very thin so that it would sort of blend together. And I tried to do some very nice colours for them because they're medieval villages, right? And, did some highlights here and there, that sort of thing. But, yeah, for the most part it was that. And just tried to make them pop a bit. What about these goblins here?
The goblins, I mixed Karandras green with Mantis Warrior green, I believe, to get kind of like a moot green.
Okay.
Not quite. And then I just popped that all over for the skin, and then I just tried out different colors for their tunics, just so that everyone looks kind of different.
Yeah, so some nice bright colors too.
Yeah, because goblins, they're meant to be bright and funky. I guess that's how I envisioned them in my head. And the client really wanted them to be extra annoying. I guess that's how.
Also, so this guy was skin colored.
Yeah,
How'd you recover him?
He was skin colored at first, and then after that, what did I do? I guess I put on the green contrast that I mixed for the goblins, but it looked patchy, so I had to layer on some bone over the patchiness, and then put the color on top again. Yeah, and then I might put like just pure Karandras green on the under, wherever there's like meant to be shadow.
Because he looks a lot brighter than everyone else.
Yeah, because I had to go a few more passes.
And I thought that these came up really well. I was pretty happy with how I sort of... so this was one of the leftover centipede bases.
Yes.
And I just printed that because the thing is that these will be for kids. So when it comes to it, kids need somewhere to grab. Because these fairies will break like all buggery.
All buggery.
So that's why we made it so that there's somewhere where they can grab them. Right? So here we see them
Painted but unbased.
Yeah. And I did the basing for these, and it's pretty simple. It's just some of our grey Calidor's cream, and then some of the sort of grey and whitish, what's that called? Pigment powder and a bit of concrete. And yeah. So
I feel like the fire beetles just look like, lightning bugs.
I guess. But yeah, like, I was pretty happy with how things have turned out. Like, I really wish that we had the reference picture here, because these look exactly like the reference picture.
I think I might have posted that. On the Discord, not here.
Oh, you know what? If you've got that on the Discord, I'll go back to these guys for just a second.
You have to go to the weekly review post.
Weekly review post?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're already there. High up.
Try not to eat with your mouth open. I don't think so. Maybe you put them somewhere else?
The dretches are up high.
Oh.
I remember posting it.
Okay, I'm looking here.
See the dretches there? But that's the final one. So I posted it while it was still in a whip.
I will look on the actual client. Here we go. You got it in the client.
Oh, I got it in the client. That's odd.
Okay, so this is what the dretches look like. And yeah, so
yeah,
it's pretty much it.
I do think it looks exactly like the picture.
I think if we had a side profile, it might look a little better, but yeah. Then of course we had to make a replacement guy of this because his top fin broke. And yeah, all right. Well, let us move on.
Yeah.
So next up we have
Larry.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, working in yellow tonight, fixing the hair and some work on the fire. I had put some white on the rounded edges of their hair. The high pro glow would go. Then used full healing. Did I read that right? Yeah. Full healing over it. First picture. Trying it on, testbot showed that paint is very transparent while keeping a good color over white. So I used some for OSL.
So that's what full healing is.
Oh, it's the yellow. Okay. Highlighted with ink tense yellow. Tried some bismuth yellow thinking it would be lighter, but it's basically the same. Then added white to the ink tense yellow for the brightest highlights and a small glaze of nearly pure white on the edges of the exposed to the fire.
I think it's looking pretty good,
Yeah, it looks like Alice.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I do think that like he's gone a bit too hard into the yellow here. Like, I think maybe he should try lightening the blue.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's one way to go, because like as it stands, like that's not quite how light works.
Yeah, because I guess because it's very close to the dress, it would be super bright in that area. Yeah, I think what really helps in these sorts of situations is when you do the OSL effect with the airbrush, with the Xanthol prime, then you can really see how the glow would
Yes.
look.
Yes. I agree.
Next, we have more from Larry. Since I needed to fix her hair and she was going to use the same color as Alice, I redid Magic's hair in white. Then started with ink tense yellow, then worked up to near white highlights, trying for something like Anya Taylor-Joy's hair, as in the picture at the end. I thought you finished this model.
Yeah, he's saying he's gone back to it. So
okay.
This is the model that he's working off, right? But see, like this, like that's not actually a yellow, or blonde is not a yellow.
Yeah, it usually never is.
So...
Well, I mean, it doesn't look bad in this shot, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like, moving into those pale yellows and stuff.
Yeah, see, like,
I don't know.
the issue is that, like, blonde is closer to most of the bone colours that we use.
Yes, that's right.
You know, like, so that's the areas where you have to be looking. All right, let us move on to...
Paul. Hello, folks. Paul from Canada here. I'm behind on the Iron Modern Mini, but I'm just working on the highlights of this Judge Death Dread Orc miniature. I am the Wa. This has been a fun little mini. Got to play around with the new Vallejo True Metallic Metal paints for a few parts. Would an edge highlight on the helmet be a good idea? I know I still need to do a highlight on the red helmet rim. Just didn't know if the helmet needed additional definition. Hope you enjoyed this piece. If you have any questions, comments, or critique, fire away and I'll try to answer as soon as possible. Mini primed in Stynylrex primer.
Res.
But it's X. He put X. Well, okay, Stynylrex primer. All paints from the various Vallejo product lines.
So I think you could do a highlight on the helmet, but like, is it necessary? Not completely. You could do a shine line as well if you wanted. So you see where, as an example, like right here where the light's hitting, you could actually naturally paint that on.
Mm-hmm.
But like, as it stands, I don't think that there's anything more that you need to do with this miniature, right? Because, like, as far as I look at it, everything is recognizable. Like, there's no part of the... Sorry?
Very clean.
Yeah, but more than that, like, what do we say tabletop is? Like,
everything is readable.
Yeah. And so, like, the casing here is different to the rest of the gun. You know, there's the housing for the gun. You know, you've got one side is one type of material, the other side is a different material. The gloves are a different color. The boots have their little various objects on that. It's, you know, it's readable.
Yeah, like you could look at all these different details and just
understand what they are.
What they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it.
You know, like, and like the thing is, you're also doing a specific style of miniature here. Like, the chibi style is very different from other styles. So, like, trying to add more detail to it doesn't necessarily have the same effect as your standard, 28mm.
Yeah. Gotta paint it very differently.
Alright, so next up we have...
more from Paul. Hello folks, Paul from Canada with another miniature. This is the Oni no Taki B, a Shadowlands Horde miniature from the old L5R Clan War miniature game. Overall, I'm pleased that the color schemes worked. Had read that yellow goes on better over a base coat of pink. I have heard brown works as well. Hoping to try that soon, and it did seem to work pretty good. In each of the now 4 Elemental Terror miniatures, I have used some version of bright green and yellow in each mini, but never to the extent that I did with this one. Out of my comfort zone, but I feel that's one of many ways to learn in this hobby. I have a question for the Circle of Rocks though. At the bottom of the miniature, should I add a white outline around the rocks and then go over a fluorescent yellow or green to simulate the fire being visible in the gaps of the rocks? Maybe an OSL effect along the top of the rocks? Any and all advice or critique are welcome. I hope everyone is having a great week of painting.
What are your thoughts?
I kind of like how the rocks are now because they're sort of framing it. It's contain the fire. I feel like if you put the cracks in, it It's like a cake that's leaking, you know.
I understand what you're saying. So I feel like that the miniature itself, like I really like this part of it, but I feel like the miniature itself needs something more.
I think it's also the order of the gradient. Like you went from dark to light.
You mean light to dark?
Yeah. Rather than the other way around.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Because like if you were to follow the same principle of a normal fire, right? You'd start with orange at the base, and then you go up to yellow and white. So I think if you went green, yellow, and then like white the tips or something, I think it would look good.
I think that like having that sort of green there is okay, but I think what might be good is having some Tesseract style green, some of the what's it called, chartreuse. Some chartreuse as your sort of highlights.
Yeah.
I think that would be good, and I think like you want some whites in the eyes or something like that. I'd focus more on the miniature itself than on its base. Like that's where I'd be looking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think the base looks fine.
Shall we move on?
More from Paul. Hello, folks. Paul from Canada here, with one final post on the Minath Repenter. Heading back to the construction work next week, so I'm trying to finish up what I can before the grind begins. I'll still be painting, but that will be mainly on Sundays. I'm getting in the habit of trying to paint a little each day after work, which will help when I finally bite down and start painting a full SW Legion army.
SW?
Sewer water.
Space Wolves?
Yeah, probably. Legion. So. I picked up this miniature in 2004, 2005. Glad to finally put paint to it. Wow, that was a long time ago, Paul.
But
2004.
But he has put paint to it, and that's the main thing, right? Like it. Look, we can't look back and be like, oh, you know, if only I had have done that earlier. If only I had have done this. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to say it seems very basic, with the exception of the muzzle burn right here, I think, which looks good. But I think there is some various things that you could do to make it a little better. I'd probably fix up this rim here. And I think the thing is, with models like this, what I'd probably do is do some grimdark visitation upon this, like streaking grime, so that it looks decent, you know. Because I don't think that the clean look is giving it quite the character that you want. Yeah, that's my thought. What is your thoughts?
I quite like it like this because it has a very cartoonish feel in general with the sculpt. So I don't really mind the painting style that's been used. I quite like how it looks.
Fair enough. Alright, well let us move on.
Right. Oh my, look at this. As promised, some corrective work on the flame, thin the ragweed orange instant color, but the contrast medium, and added orange to the flame, and especially the grooves. Then the Naphthol red golden open paint 1:1 with this thinner to make a nice glaze over the upper part of some of the grooves, followed by just a touch of bright yellow back over a few edges. Retouched a few tiny messes, but made on the dress. Then put brown on the book. I figure I'll do the book before starting the face and fixing the arm. Yep, look, everything looks great, but the light source, the lighting of the fire on the dress is just no go.
Yeah, it's
because it looks like it's burning the dress. I guess you could go in that direction. logically, I guess it will make sense, but like OSL wise, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I'd have to agree with that. Like, it seems very much like the light is the being tainted by the yellow.
Yes.
That's how I would put that.
Yes. Doesn't really work in this context. Alright. Next
Let us move on to
Larry. Airbrush blue on the bottom. Had to mix the Kaleido sky blue with the off-white. Could probably have lightened it up, but that's okay. This is more for learning than accuracy. This Kaleido paint is a joy to use. So, plain people, look reasonable for a first attempt at doing this underpainting technique. I know it's not perfect and I don't expect it to be, but I want to know if I'm heading the right way. Oh yeah, Mecha Sky Blue, lovely color. But, redacted, 20-minute rant of Black Templar worthy hatred for the paint. And I never have anything but issues with it. And have to take apart the airbrush every time to clean out the accursed paint, which I don't have to do with any of the others, so I do not recommend it. I only really got it to do that one... I only really got it to do that one pony, so I think I'm throwing it away since I couldn't even get any of the model.
I think that's something that you need to do. Now, as for the underpainting, I've been taking a good look and I don't see it coming through as much. So one of the things that, like when it comes to this sort of thing, I think it wants you to have a very sort of thin coat for the airbrush so that it'll come through.
Yeah.
And I don't think that where you've got the rub marks is necessarily bad if that's where, you know, people will be touching the plane, because that is something that happened in reality as far as I know. But I'm not sure what else to say. Like, I do think that people need to get better, myself included, at throwing things away. Like, we come from, I think a lot of us from, like, the post-boomer mentality where, like, oh, you need to make sure that you have that because one day you might run out. And, like, maybe those days are coming again where you run out of things and you wish you had your trash pile, right? But let's be honest. What are we more likely to have? A pile of shame or, you know, lack of stuff?
Items. Yeah, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the things that we have to do. Alright, so next up we have...
my Sprite. Wednesday. Henry has hit it out of the park with the Sprite bases. Each one looks like a mini diorama and the client is truly impressed. I also finished the centipedes and Henry did the basing as always. I like it.
So why did you like the basing particularly?
Because it really gave the sense of scale for how tiny the sprite is, especially with the big stumpy one.
Mm-hmm.
And like that one, they look like sprites, you know, they're so tiny. And it just makes it feel more fancy, high effort, I guess.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I was pretty happy with this one because
that one's my favorite too. Yeah.
I've had a stick in a plastic bag forever in the basing box.
He's had a stick in a plastic bag, and it sat there for ages until now. Oopsie! I dropped my candy.
I hope that all of you have people as professional as her as your co-hosts.
I'm like that color commentator from the GFL book.
Okay, so...
You're Chip McGee.
The reason why I really like this is just it's a broken stick, right? Where they just sawed it off, and then just for the bottom, it's just some of our what do we call the forest floor scatter? along with some little bits of flocking, which give like that sort of moss feel. And I think it just looks good, you know?
Yeah, it does look good. And it's also got that nice sort of composition with the angles, you know?
Well, the album is on its way, specifically to you and no one else.
Yeah.
It will be filled with Sunny's various noises like...
Honey!
What was the noise you made before?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a bad transformer.
You know your phone always makes that noise before it says, "Hello, Moto."
Bad transformer.
Yeah, because it goes, and then it goes, "Hello, Moto." You know, that's the noise that always scares us half to death.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I see.
I think we should move on.
I see. Alright, we have George.
Yep.
More bull. Brown wash over the gold and a highlight of the scale/belt. Tried upping the highlights on the muscles, went a bit too far, and tried to repair it with some mid-tone glazes, which I think have drowned out the purple recesses. Oh well. Work continues. Yeah, I do see what you mean. With the purples kind of being gone a bit. You still see it. Subtly. I think this is a sign to just stop with the skin. And just focus on the other parts that you want to focus.
There is that, or you could do some recess shading. You know, some subtle recess shading. You could reintroduce the purple with a bit of a wash. There's lots of directions which you could go. But the question you have to ask yourself, right? Time versus investment. Like, how much is it going to be worth to you? That's the thing you got to remember. Right? Alright. I think that's all I can really say. Like, because, like, at the moment, Sunny is right in that the gold's looking a bit flat, so you could move on to that, give it some depth.
Yeah.
This sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Or you could put more in on the skin. But the question is, will that feel fulfilling?
Yeah.
Right?
Just feel like diminishing returns at this point.
Yeah. And I want to say go for gold, but the problem is, right, you also want to be finished your projects. Alright, so next up we have...
John Gatz, yeah. It feels good to get a big project off my desk. That company done. Now on to the next squad. Yeah, they look super consistent. Like, a little too consistent in my opinion. Like, I feel like if I were to play with these minis, I would not know who is who. I guess that is the point of army painting. Maybe some nameplates. That's a chaplain for sure.
I get what you're saying with the rank and file troops. You, like, don't know which one's which.
Yeah.
But that's because you like a story behind your guys. But like you said, army painting is a different thing. And we've got to evaluate by those metrics, right?
Yeah.
I think the basing is good to give a nice contrast. Like, you've got a subtle bit of green in with that, right? It's not overpowering, but it does contrast enough with the red, and the white obviously value contrasts with the black. So I think all very good. I don't know, however, if this is these same guys just with magnetized backpacks. But I don't think it is. So
I think it's the progress shot, like.
No. These are like foot sluggers, and I'm pretty sure these are guys with jetpacks.
Yeah, these are the jumpy.
And so, like, the fact that I can't automatically tell, but I do believe it is. Because, like, see this guy with the hammer, right? Which I'm fairly sure is their sergeant. It looks very much the same, but I could be wrong. But if these are two different squads, wow. Consistency-wise, amazing. Alright. Next up we have...
Hey, it's Liam. Not much to see here. Once again, juggling progress with back pain. Scarecrow's coat got touched up a bit. Originally, I had tried to just paint over the fat lines with some shade, but I don't think I got it quite right, so I glazed it to save face. Not the interior, mind you, so I only snapped the back as it was. I only snapped the back as it's where the difference was most visible. Most of my time was done on the red flesh, which I got an idea of how to address thanks to a tutorial on YouTube. I'm liking it thus far, though perhaps it needs some flesh aid. I don't think he's talking about this guy. He's talking about the red fella.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were going to comment on this guy.
I think that looks much better than from last week, Liam. This looks so good. So much better. Like, last week, he all just looked like one color. Very samey. Now he just has a bit more definition. It does look very tattered and...
we've got this guy.
Yeah, so
and then I do believe with Flash On.
Flash On! That's your new superhero catchphrase.
No, if I flash people, I get arrested.
Well, yeah, okay, so if you want to do any recess shading, you can just use like a dark red contrast, for example. Flesh Terrace Red. It depends how bright your red already is right now, but that's the one that will come to mind. And you want to thin it down a lot with contrast. I'm saying like 1 part contrast to 3 part contrast medium sort of thin. And then you just pop it on top, and then you just want to make sure that with a clean brush while it's still wet, just try and wick off the excess on like the highest points so that it only sits in the recesses and doesn't tint the top part with the darker red, and then that'll desaturate all the red that you've done. So
Liam's saying that he doesn't think that he used the flash. But
well,
I'm just looking at the difference between these two, so...
It's a little confusing, but it's probably just the brightness levels that got out of whack, because it's a white background. That tends to happen.
Alright.
Alright.
Let us move on to...
Sebastian. Working on this commission, this banner is a whole other mini, and the details are so fun to paint. I love the blue of the armor though.
It's very interesting.
And of course, I think the red of the cape and the banner is just being base coated right now, right?
So I don't know at what stage we're at here, so like... It's hard to commentate.
Yeah. It feels like he's base coated, but he's started doing some of the highlights on the armor.
It looks like the start of a true metallic sort of look with the armor, like that sort of reflectiveness.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna save anything that I have to say until like we see it further along, because I think at the moment any commentary won't be helpful.
Yeah. Well, Liam got a ring light. There was a momentary adjustment when I tried to take photos. In short, rookie mistake on my part. Yeah, that's alright.
Yeah, it's okay.
White background often spoils the lighting. Ah! It's just say.
Mm-hmm.
I vanished off the face of the hobby there. I thought to myself it'd be nice to have a computer game I can drop in and out of for an hour or two when I feel like it around my painting. Satisfactory looks fun, relaxed, and low pressure. I blinked, and about 5 weeks vanished without me touching a brush. Sounds familiar. I finished now and resisted a second game, and I'm back painting. I'm still having factory-based dreams. My friend and his family stayed the night once a week or two, and twice his 6-year-old daughter watched me play and said she was disappointed in me because she prefers it when I'm painting. She will hopefully be pleased next visit. Anyway, Indomitable Survivor Obulik. 32
321
hours. Oh my god. Wow, Joseph. The calculator app has been opened because of you. That is 13 days.
13 full days.
Full days.
Joseph.
That is close to 2 weeks, actually.
Joseph, I have to take a break.
Oh, honey.
Alright. I'll leave you with this.
I got over 1K hours in game Conan Exiles. I don't know what to say. I mean, it accumulates. Anyway, let's start from the beginning, shall we? If I can find it. Yeah, I do think the skin has turned out quite nice in this one. This feels more like your usual standard. I want to say maybe the light might look a bit nicer in a different angle. Yeah, I feel like this lantern is not your best lantern, because normally we see like that very lovely subtle lighting that you do on the side, and I think this just doesn't quite have that same level of impact that you usually have with your lantern. But I think the hair is looking quite nice. The red is very beautiful. Great level of depth. So does the metal, especially the blade here is very well done. I would say I really like the contrast between the darkness over here, and then you sort of have like grime, and then you have the bright steel, which gives it a very good level of contrast. And of course the basing is excellent, very clean, unobstructive, doesn't take your attention away from the mini. And this is such a lovely arch. Like I love the naturalistic colors, that it just looks like real sandy dirt and sandstone. This seems to be coming along quite well.
I think I can be in Joseph's shame now.
Okay.
It's definitely not because I needed to take a break for myself. No, couldn't possibly be that.
Oh,
but
well.
this is a better look for the kind of blonde hair that Larry was
yeah, this is more it. This is the Anya Taylor-Joy.
And I think if you take a look at that, there's like very little yellow in it at all. Like, I'd say that this is probably like, if we're talking about the Games Workshop paints, it's probably like Mornfang brown and like I've forgotten what their various bone colors are called. something dumb, and something else dumb. Bleach Bone.
And there's Morghast Bone.
There's Morghast Bone, and then there's... But what's their sort of very... is it Screaming... Screaming Skull is their old white. What's their new whites called? Sorry, their new off-white's called.
I would not know. I really haven't used.
Yeah, I'm just gonna...
I just use off-white from the label.
Colors... Games Workshop. Games Workshop, yes. They have lots of ships. Let's see. Do we have it?
Ah, yes.
So Ushabti Bone, and then Wraithbone.
Wraithbone.
Wraithbone is probably the final color there. But yeah, like that's more what you're looking at for that. But yeah, like everything's looking very much sort of standard for him. You know, I do think that the skin work has degraded a bit, but I think that this is a work in progress.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I think everything's good, yeah?
I would say so.
Alright, let us move on. It is you.
Look at this. It is Finito. That's from Madagascar. 68 minis to add on to the first lot of 64 that we completed about 2 weeks ago, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's a total of 132 minis in about 3 weeks. That's pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. There's still an ogre to finish off, plus 3 special characters, plus shades and shriekers to add on. But the core of the project is complete. Shriekers and the shades are done, by the way. We finished them off today.
Yeah, so the one thing I have to say on this is that adding the concrete to the blend. So how I did these stalactites is just they're cork with the Calidor's grey cream on top, and it seems to absorb a lot of the colour. But I use that same sort of pigment powder and stuff, but a lot more concrete in this one. I have to say that a lot of that concrete makes it look a lot like bat guano.
Yeah. Doo-doo all over it.
Yeah.
Look at my pile of shit.
Family friendly.
Sorry. But, I mean, it only feels that way now that you say it out loud. I felt like it looked cool at the start. Well, there's still an ogre to do. You haven't done anything. Well, actually, you almost
done.
finished.
He's done.
Yeah, he's finished. Yeah, you based him up as well. Yeah, so ogre's done. Shrieker is done. Yeah, we finished everything. So we're just focusing on the special characters now, which is fabulous. You know.
Absolutely fabulous. And just same sort of deal over here. It's
they
just
look like raptors or something in the back.
Oh, these like the chibi style makes some of them look so high. Like this guy,
but he's like, hey, I'm coming
I got next, man. I got next.
And then the shield guy is just like, or something.
He's like, I can't believe I'm here with this high guy.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, what happened to my face? My face! The black chick turned out pretty well, though.
Yeah, she did.
I'm pretty happy with the way the skin turned out with her. Like, so I did, I think, all the cloaks. And I did her skin.
And the hair.
Yeah, I also, yeah.
Boots.
You did this hair, though, didn't you?
I did do the hair for that one.
But I'm pretty happy with, like, the sort of dirty blonde is what I called it. Like, 'cause I think, like, that it's a nice color, the way that it sort of turned out. But the chibi style is just so interesting. I think
I would have done better, but like literally all of my brushes are hooked now. Like I can't really use them very well.
Do we need to get you new brushes?
I think we do.
Okay. Alright, well, I think he looks very cool, the Dardu model, but I think, like, some things translate into miniatures, some things don't. Like, I think studded leather is one of the things that doesn't translate into miniatures very well at all.
It really depends. Like, if Anvil Industries made it, there's always never any issues.
What do you mean?
Like, because the studs print well.
Oh, okay. It's no, I mean more like painting wise. It's always such a pain in the tuggers because like you got to hit these tiny studs and so on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. But I do think he does look very much like the Dardu from the thing. But I think it's time for us to move on. And we are here with RJ, and he's doing a blast from the past.
Didn't paint this week, just built and primed. So here's a throwback Thursday to all the busts I've done the last 2 years or so. Some aren't finished yet, but close enough.
Well, no, I think I think it's good to take a look at the things that you've done. You know, this guy kind of looks like Baltro.
Oh, he does.
But it's interesting seeing how things evolve, sort of thing.
Yeah, like I've never seen the bunny girl. I don't think.
This one.
Yeah, I don't think I remember seeing bunny girl.
But like, look at that. 'Cause these ones are so much more evocative and thematic. You know, and it seems like I really like this one right. Oh man,
that was annoying. Okay.
I really like this one right here. Like, mostly
the skin looks very shiny.
Yeah, mostly because of that like high intense contrast. You know, the shadows and all of that sort of thing, and like you can see where the light's coming from and that sort of thing. But you can see that much more in his more recent ones. Like with this bloke right here, the way the shadow comes down. And like, I know it's not finished, but the way that the shadow's coming on this one, right? It's very different, but like, I really like RJ's way. It's always very intense. Like, he never just sort of like, I'll put half an effort into it.
He's a go all the way kind of guy.
Yeah. Alright, so next up we have Chris Shah.
Fun little character to wrap up the main part of the Space Wolves project. Have a few vehicles to do, but will take my time with those as 11th edition launches. Wow. Everyone's videography is better than
look
mine.
at this. Look at that cape.
Yes, I see the cape.
That is a very nice cape.
Is it? Do you think that was a contrast cape?
I'm not sure. It's definitely a different finish to the rest of it.
Yeah. It's not.
But I mean, like,
bad.
this material also has that different finished look to it as well.
Yeah.
You notice?
Yeah, I do see.
I think that that's actually good, having a different finish for your fabrics, because it makes the armor feel more like armor.
Yes.
I do think that the doggo is sort of the one thing that's bringing it down. Like, everything else, I'd like put up to the point where, you know, you want to sort of enter this into your showcase sort of armies sort of thing.
Well, what's wrong with the dog? I like the dog.
I think that it's obvious that it's contrast compared to everything else. You see how...
Does he looks a little... Yeah, I think if you just hit it with the anti-shine, Chris, just that one.
Well, like, that's all of his dogs, though. All of his dogs sort of look like that. But I do really like everything else, the way that he's done all the trim, the doodads. He's got little scratches and such.
The logo is so cool.
Yeah.
it's like the yin and yang, but like two wolf heads interlocking. I thought that was so cool.
You have two wolves inside of you.
Is that
I'm not going to finish that meme.
Oh, I think I don't know this meme, honey.
It's okay. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But yeah, I think absolutely fantastic work. I really like this sort of magical sheen line that he's doing here.
It makes it look like the cloth is sparkly.
Yeah, it does. And I think very spot on. Like I said, the only thing I'd say is the wolf. Like, other than that, like, this is like sort of showcase level armies, you know?
Yeah, you should enter it into
really,
some competition.
Well, like, I think overall, Chris's armies is better than most armies that I've ever
for
seen.
Sure.
Because, like, his is just so consistent.
Yeah. It's such lovely details.
Alright, I'm gonna do the reload to see if we...
RJ!
have anything new.
Okay. You want to drink?
Well, we're almost finished, so
Okay, Larry.
Larry's the last one.
Yeah, did the top side. The color is supposed to be RLM70 dark green, but there appears to be quite a variety of shades to it, though darker seems to be more generally accepted. I don't have anything really close to it, so I mixed the color as best I could, and for this purpose, I think it came out okay. Rough formula is equal parts of the two greens, mixed about 2:1, with the gray and 1 drop of black. Then the prop and nose just sprayed straight black. Have to clean up some blue later on, but this is a good start before moving on to the weathering and decals, etc. Yeah, I mean he went from blue to green, which is unexpected.
Yeah, see what he says. Like, this is Mr. Hobby's dark green, you know, RLM70.
And then there's black green from Vallejo. Very different.
But it's the exact same color, see, RLM70.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Who to trust?
No one. Trust no one.
Trust no one.
I'll just quietly die in the corner.
Well,
the way you say sad is like the same way that Loki says tragic. Have you seen that thing where he goes, yes, very sad. Anyway. But yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I guess because I don't really have a reference point for this plane, I can't really comment as to the direction it's heading. I guess I can see some of those shadowy parts that you've tried to do. Very shiny plane.
It is a very shiny plane.
I presume is what you want.
All right. I don't think that I've got anything else to say on this one because like historicals are their own sort of beast, and we've seen it change quite dramatically from the blue to this to...
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes.
And I think that's going to be it for us, ladies and gentlemen. So, as always, keep those brushes wet. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend.